you'll be blessed back. You're waiting for the blessing to be able to give one. It's backwards. When you give out of the 2 mites that you have, and you honor God with the 10th that he asked for, you'll be blessed back tenfold. And my question to you today is, are you holding on to what's holding you back? Giving is something I used to hate. I was good about keeping a balance of what I owed God, but I was negative, just kept going in the red. Let me tell you a funny story about when I started the tithe. I was 25 years old. I grew up in church, heard about giving, all that stuff all my life. But I was broke. I was broke, Nate. And I was a musician. I was a musician living in my parents' basement and working at A.G. Edwards when I was 25. And I'd always heard these stories about, I started to give to church and God just multiplied my finances and I went out and bought a new yacht or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I don't know what people bought, but I always thought that's baloney. Now here's a guy who had faith in the Lord, but thinking, whatever. I can't pay this Mustang. I had a sweet, custom-ordered Mustang with the 18-inch, no, they messed up my rims. I got 18-inch rims on that thing, and I had to wait 7 months, and it showed up with 17-inch rims after I custom-ordered this 2006 Mustang GT with the 5-speed before they started offering the nice wheels and the bigger motors and the V6. Nobody wants them things. Go with the GT. That's before you could just cheat the joyride by going with the V6. No, you had to get the V8 back then. I got that car, and I just met my girlfriend at the time, and I was working, and I was living in my parents' basement, and I was a musician, and no correlation, but I was broke, and I could barely scrape by, and I was like, how am I going to buy a house? I can't afford a tithe. I can't even buy a house. I owe my mommy money. Something happened. At that time, I had just got into computer programming. And I was trying to get a job in what's called Microsoft.NET software development. At the time, I was a help desk at A.G. Edwards, later became Wachovia, then it became Wells Fargo Financial downtown on Market Street, the whole 9 yards. And I said, I don't know, God, I'm not smart enough to really transition into the Microsoft job. I was good at talking my way into things, but I knew I wasn't ready to back it up with the skills. And I finally said, okay, I'm going to tithe. Remember how I mocked people? I am not joking. Within maybe 2-3 weeks, I got a job doing .NET contracting and my income doubled. It doubled. Now I still had to, for real, this is not a infomercial. Just give your money to God and he will double your income in 24 hours. It's not that. This is coming from the skeptic who said it's baloney. I don't believe those people until God says, well, then I'm going to show you. So you can tell somebody else. And if they trust you, they'll listen. I still had to sell the Mustang because it was like $400-something a month, and I couldn't buy a house, Jim, and I didn't want my girlfriend, soon to be my fiance, she didn't know I was going to ask her to marry her. I didn't want to live with myself. See, men want to be the man, I didn't want my wife to pay for my house, and I couldn't even, it would hurt my pride. So I said, I want to do this the right way. So I started giving to God, and then he doubled my income, and then we ended up getting married, and it worked out great, and everything's good. But at that time, I thought I was losing. Everything changed. We bought our first house. We got married. I sold the Mustang. I probably would have wrecked it anyway, driving too fast. It's a good thing. We went with the minivan later in life. Trust me, you'll love it once you do it. The Leopard comes out of the back. Whatever you got to do, get your Honda Odyssey. You're going to trust me, though, that I challenge you. If you just give what you are able to give, God will multiply the difference, and you will change your whole life, and it's not about the money no more. You will see God multiply everything in your life. He'll multiply your relationships. He'll multiply your church. Yeah, because your church grows when you give of yourself.